A Bitcoin-focused stock ETF winning approval from the SEC. The Volt Crypto Industry Revolution and Tech ETF gives investors exposure to publicly traded companies with exposure to Bitcoin. The fund will not hold cryptocurrencies directly, but will track the performance of publicly listed companies that either hold a majority of their assets in Bitcoin, like MicroStrategy, or that make a majority of their profits through mining, like Marathon Digital Holdings. Joining us now to discuss is Volt Equity CEO Ted Park. Hello there, Ted. So congratulations. How difficult was this? Give me a sense that, are U.S. regulators loosening their grip on financial products related to Bitcoin?
Yeah, I think they definitely are. I think it's a great sign that futures ETFs are coming. And I know everybody wanted coin-based ETF, but that's not coming this year, most likely. And futures ETF is pretty good. These other ETFs, as well as the ETF that we're launching, BTCR, that focuses on the Bitcoin industry. So we're really excited about how regulators are more open to Bitcoin.
Now, 80% of the fund's net assets will be invested in crypto stocks. The remaining 20% will be invested in more traditional stocks to offset the risk of the fund's focused portfolio. But I'm curious, what stocks?
Yeah, so for the 80%, that will include companies like Marathon and MicroStrategy that holds a ton of Bitcoin and a lot of the miners. And we'll choose which of the miners we prefer over others. And so Bitfarms, for example, they can mine for $8,000 or $9,000 a coin, even with current prices with a slight dip. We think that's really great. So we'll pick those type of stocks for that portion. For the other portion, we will actually hold things like Coinbase or Tesla or Twitter, companies like that according to the SEC's definition don't really count as a Bitcoin-related company. But we think that they're a Bitcoin-related company because we think that Bitcoin is a revolution. It's not just a coin. We think that, when a company puts $1 billion on the balance sheet like Tesla, when they're making a hardware wallet like Square, they're allowing people to send Bitcoin through the Lightning Network like Twitter. They're all part of the revolution. They're part of the movement. It's not just about the coin. And we wanted the ETF to also represent that.
What stocks represent that 20% of the more traditional stocks?
So it is those companies.
Okay, got it.
So yeah, Tesla, Square, Coinbase, and Twitter.
So do you have other Bitcoin-centric ETF filings in the pipeline in the meantime?
Yeah, we're definitely considering it. but nothing filed yet.
Nothing filed yet, or even something ETH related or altcoin related, or perhaps it's a little too soon. Baby steps.
Yeah, exactly.
When do you think the SEC will approve something like a physical Bitcoin ETF?
Hopefully next year. I think it'll be good news for BTCR and for the Bitcoin industry as well as Bitcoin itself. And we're just hopeful that this is just a crack in the dam. When we were approved earlier this month and the futures ETF were approved, hopefully Gary Gensler will continue to be open. And recently, some of the best applications for a physical-based Bitcoin ETF have been submitted. So, even when we look at it, they look very promising. So we're hopeful.
Is there any concern that these Bitcoin-focused ETF filings are piling up and the market is becoming oversaturated? I believe there's over a dozen now in the pipeline.
Yeah, that's why we're really excited. A lot of these ETFs, including the most recent one, said that they're a Bitcoin tracker. And a lot of them seem similar. They're all Bitcoin trackers. A lot of the futures ETFs so far have all been Bitcoin trackers. That's why we're excited that BTCR is different, because it's the first one that actually puts call options on the Bitcoin industry. So we actually can we can have a viewpoint on Bitcoin. We can actually follow Plan B's stock to flow model and say, hey, we think Bitcoin's actually going to go up. And we can buy call options according to that. And no other ETF has been able to do that so far.
All right, we got to wrap it there, Ted, but congratulations. When is the launch date?
Tomorrow.